I just gotta do this in a bigger video. Alright, so I don't understand it, right? I was raised in the woods in Oregon, miles and miles and miles away from towns, right? The only things we had near us were rednecks and cowboys, hillbillies and hippies, right? None of those people seemed racist in any way. None of them went around and talked trash on other people, right? I moved to San Francisco when I was 18. When I went to jail when I was 20, I sold some weed to a snitch. Whatever, however it works. He fucking signed a statement on me. Well, whatever. In jail, I met real racism. I met black people who told me that they were better than I was and all this other crap, and how I'm the end of my fucking family chain, how I'm not gonna make any babies, and geez, they were right. Fucking, I'm 42 and I have no kids. I have nothing, and those black people were talking trash on me in jail were 100% right. That I am the end of my fucking DNA family line. Like, cause I'm white, nobody wants to make babies with me. They all had white girls and babies with them, right? So anyways, as I have progressed for the last 25 years, I've been to prison 3 times, I've been to jail multiple times, and where I saw racism the most was in and out of jail, in and out of prison, especially prison in California. Oh my God, they are so full of shit out in that fucking California prison system. Like, I can't play pinochle with black people, but I could go play basketball or baseball in San Quentin, or maybe tennis, but I can't play pinochle? What the fuck? So anyways, throughout the time, I have become a little more prejudiced, and maybe I, you know, I don't really dislike everybody. I don't really go around talking trash on people unless you like are a bad driver, or you cut me off, or something stupid. I am more than happy to speak my mind, because that is my constitutional right to speak my opinion. But now that like this whole coronavirus thing happened, and now this Black Lives Movement happened, and you can feel the tension in the air. You can feel it. Now, I know you all want everything to be all happy, but it ain't never gonna be all happy, because there's a secret agenda that's going on, and you don't see it because you're blind. You're blind as a fucking bat. If you listen to Malcolm X's interview in 1963, he talks about this secret agenda. He said, quote unquote, "There will be a time that we will do to them what they have done to us." He was talking about slavery. And ever since then to today, they have been working on this to try to overthrow the white people. I swear to God, dude, you can call me racist if you want. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm going off of actual data, information, and paying attention. And I've done a lot of YouTube, I've done a lot of Google, I've done a lot of talking, and I've done a lot of listening. All right? I don't live in a house. I am a traveler. I travel thousands of miles. And there's things that you learn throughout life. Like when you're selling drugs, don't sell drugs to black people. They're gonna rob you. Swear to God. 8 times I've sold drugs to black people. 7 times I got robbed. The only times I didn't get robbed was when I sold it to my friend Coco, or maybe if I gave some weed to my homie Shaquem. And Shaquem almost got me in trouble back in the 90s because he's from the East Coast, right? So me and him will say nigger to each other because that's how we talk to each other. He's like, "What up, my nigga?" I'm like, "What up, my nigga?" He's like, "Chilling, my nigga." He's like, "What you doing, my nigga?" I said, "I'm chilling on the hate. You don't think about going to Buena Vista, smoking some weed?" He's like, "Cool, I'll go to Buena Vista, drink some vodka," right? So then these 3 black guys walk by. They're like, "Wait a minute, did you just say what you said?" I said, "Yeah, Shaquem's my nigger." I said, "Shaquem, tell him you're my nigger." Shaquem was like, "Huh?" I said, "Shaquem, wake up, bro. Tell him you're my nigger." He's like, "Huh?" I was like, "Dude, you guys gotta understand. Me and Shaquem, we're homies, dude. That's how we get down. That's how we talk, right?" Then I had to talk them out of not trying to jump my little 18-year-old ass on the sidewalk, because I wasn't a very big kid back then. And they went away. Shaquem woke up. Shaquem was like, "Hey, what the fuck was that shit?" He's like, "Let's go get him." I said, "No, Shaquem, let's go to Buena Vista and smoke some pot and drink some vodka." And I realized, who is more racist? Chinese people are not racist. I've never seen them once. I like the Chinese people. You know why? Even if they did have the COVID-19, they stay out of the media. They stay out of the news. They stay out of the headlines. I like that about the Chinese. What I like about the Mexicans, right? Now, I understand, I'm a little pissed off that they don't want to learn English, and they blame America for taking away their territory. Now I'm going to tell you what, Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, none of that was Northern America. That was all Mayan, Aztec, Inca territory, right? The Spanish conquistadors, which conquered like 80% of the world, destroyed their culture. They blame us for it. That's fucked up that they blame us for it. I saw a map, and when the fucking coronavirus goes away and I can go back to Ashkenaz, I'm gonna take a good picture of this map. But what I like about the Mexicans, they're really nice. They give me lots of money. Well, maybe not as much lately, but they generally give me lots of money. Black people barely ever give me money. I had a girl give me $5 the other day, and a couple of them lately, since this Black Lives Movement, they've been waving at me and stuff, because I told them how everybody's racist, and the guy actually agreed with me. And then I believe in their little secret back quarters that they talked to the other bus drivers and told them that this kid's hip, he knows what's going on. And yeah, so the Mexican people, what pisses me off is they don't want to learn English. They want to hate on America. They should be hating on the Spanish, because the Spanish made them lose their culture. And America's trying to embrace them, telling them to come to America and become an American, like my Irish family did when we came here from Ireland. We sold all of our property to come to America to show that we had some amount of money to last for a year, that we would be stable and continue going forward. That was the part of what you had to do back in the day to come to America. And then, like, let's see here. The other cultures, there's not many other cultures around here. You got the white people. They're racist towards homeless people. They're racist towards their own. They really are. A lot of white people around here are super racist towards their own. And since this Black Lives Movement's come around, they just look down on me even more. Like, it's getting harder and harder to make money out here, harder to survive, you know. Before COVID-19, I was making anywhere from like 17 to 25 bucks an hour panhandling, because I have a really nice sign. I dance, I sing, I move, you know. I'm trying to stay positive, I'm trying to stay happy. Every once in a while somebody pisses me off and I yell at them. During COVID-19, I was making about 10 to 15 bucks an hour, which, you know, it's cool, I guess. 3 hours make like 30 bucks, but I used to make 30 bucks in like an hour. I used to have to go stand on the corner for about an hour and a half, and I could make like fucking 50 bucks. Yeah, I didn't have to stand there for fucking 3 hours like I do now just to make $22. I'm making like $6 an hour right now. You gotta realize, this is getting hard on my stable brain to keep fucking dealing with, you know? I can't go get a job. Nobody wants to hire me. I did get an offer for a tree trimming job, but my bike was in the process of getting fixed. I had some parts coming up, and I didn't really want to trim trees. I would like to work outside, but I can't get those jobs because the Mexicans got them all. I am a professional trail builder. If you have property and you want nice trails scattered around your property from crop to crop or just a perimeter line, hit me up. That is what I am professional at. I can build the best trails. 80 to 100 years. 80 to 100 years. My trails are guaranteed, right? And when this one girl that I was talking to the other day, she was like, "Oh, you should just create your own job." What do you think I've been doing for the last 25 years? I've been trying to be successful. And every time I try to be successful, I get pushed down into the rut, under a fucking bridge, because it's the only place I can sit. If I go park my bike in my trailer somewhere, they call the cops on me. They're like, "Hey, we got this tweaker outside and his bike in his trailer. Can you get the cops over here?" The cops come over. They tell me I can't sit here, I can't sit there. When I was making my hats, because the material's big, I got to go find a spot to sit down. It's hard in the wind. I got to find a spot to sit down. Then when I'm sitting down, you got property people and cops coming up to me telling me that I can't make and sell my hats, that I can't sit right here and make my hats, and I can't do this and I can't do that. The can't do this and can't do that is upsetting, right? Because I'm white. I thought I had some kind of privilege, but obviously I don't, because people always keep telling me that there's this white privilege thing. I have no clue what the fuck they're talking about. Maybe if you're rich, you have a white privilege, but if you're poor, like this kid, with about $10 singles, not even $10 singles. Cops don't give a shit about me. I got video proof that they come up to me sitting in my trailer telling me to turn around, back up to them. I'm like, for what? They're like, oh, you can't be here. Starbucks kicked you out. I've been telling you guys about this for months. People are like, oh, people will care about you. People will help you. You just got to try. What do you think I've been doing? I've been trying to get people to help me. I swear I could have sued them over the Mexican kid jumping over my trailer last year, 2 years ago. My dog jumped up and scratched him. Of course, they punished me. The mom don't even speak any English. My dog goes to jail for 2 weeks. He had surgery the following morning to have his fucking tumor removed, and the vets did not take care of him as I told them to take care of him. They didn't listen to my direct orders. Plus, he was on medication for a month trying to get the tumor to drop down. And then when I got him out of the pound, he had this giant hole in his back. It was all infected because they didn't listen to me on how to take care of my goddamn dog. Like, I feel I could sue the SPCA over that, right? In ignorance of fucking not taking care of my dog. And then when I got in this Starbucks over here, so after I have a little argument with the cops, I talk trash to cops. I really do. I'm not the nicest person when it comes to dealing with cops. Just because they profiled me for 15 years on probation or parole. And I know what profiling is, because when you're on probation or parole, that's legal profiling. They will stop you to find out if you're on probation or parole. Then they will search me. Then they'll be like, oh, you got $6, a gram and a half of weed and a pot pipe. You're selling pot. I'm like, I'm selling pot. They're like, yeah, you're selling pot. You got $6, a gram and a half of weed and a pot pipe. I'm like, well, I'm not selling anything. So then I go to jail. Then my attorney's like, let's take this to a probation hearing. I'm like, no. Just leave me in jail. We go to the probation hearing. The judge is like, you know, I've never sent no one to prison for 1.5 grams of marijuana, but there's a first for everything. 2 years with half. And I said, well, hey, can I get my back time? Because, you know, I've been trying to do this probation for a while, and I get arrested for stupid shit every time. The judge was like, no. You're going to prison. I'm like, I have to go to prison? I didn't even do anything. The OG black guy in the courtroom had 13 crack rocks in his fucking mouth, marked money, and what'd he go? In and out of jail. Boop, boop, boop. They OR'd him, you know? Not me. So people saying, oh, I'm white, I get away with everything. You have no clue what it's like to be a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, white hippie, all right? White kid, makes his own shit, because I don't have anybody helping me. I have to make everything. I had to make my bike, I had to make my trailer, I had to make my pants, I had to make my hat. If I could make sunglasses, I would do that too. And I've been patchworking my blanket over there because it's a few years old. And yeah, so I just want to let you all know that I'm a little upset with everything that's going on right now. This whole Black Lives Matter shit is a racial division between separation of culture. This is the goddamn Civil War starting all over again in one way or another. Swear to God, you got the Antifas in Portland and the Antifas in Seattle. They're trying to take over blocks. They're trying to kick out the cops. While they got these zones, they're like shooting people, raping people, beating people up, graffitiing everything, breaking into places, stealing shit. That's what you want? Is that what you people want? You want to have just straight chaos? You do not want the United States. I know right now there's a secret agenda. Your politicians and governors are working their way up to become president so that when they become president, they can destroy the United States. I know this is going on. I'm a goddamn conspiracist. I've eaten more LSD than most people could even imagine. And then they go, oh, you OD if you eat too much LSD. That's bullshit. Your body only takes in so many mics, and once you figure out that limit, you can eat as much as you want. Anyways, I think my time's almost up for my Instagram long video. I just wanted to vent some, and I really wish I had some weed right now. I'm a little irritated when I went over to Terrapin. They were smoking weed, and one dude had a fat joint, but when I showed up, they all went away from me because they don't want to get next to me because they're scared of the coronavirus. And I'm like, that's the last thing that I'm worried about. I'm more worried about a revolution than the fucking coronavirus. Because I don't want to have to get a gun and join an army and fight for what I believe is ours. Ours, you hear me? Ours. I didn't say mine, I said ours. I love you. stay crispy.